Welcome to Late Night with Tim and Janice on the couch. We are your hosts. I'm Timothy Thorne, and this is Janice Thorne. We're here to inspire and enlighten you about some perspectives, things that we see in life. So tonight we want to talk about lifestyle enhancements. What are you doing to enhance your lifestyle? What makes your lifestyle better for you? What do you think?
Well, I'm glad that we're doing lifestyle enhancements because I think at every point of your life, you should consider what can I do to elevate? What can I do to just take it up another notch, right?
That's right. And for me, one of the things that I did probably about 12, 15 years ago, I really started traveling. And to me, that was a lifestyle enhancement for me because I was able to see how other people live in the world and eat some of their foods, to try different things, you know. That was a lifestyle enhancement for me. That was something that I like doing and still do to today.
Yeah, I think travel is an amazing enhancement that you can bring to your life. So often, there's so many people that have not moved outside of their neighborhood. And I remember a time when my nephew, when he was coming up and, we were exposing him to travel, and my mom was exposing him to travel. But he was a little boy, so he didn't really remember. But the first time that we really got him outside of his comfort zone, he went to Miami with us.
Yes.
And when he went to Miami, he saw all the lights, the glitter, everything. And from that point on, he has incorporated travel in his life more so than we have, because he was so enamored with just all of the glitz and the glamour that was in Miami and just the fast movement and everything. He was just positioning himself from that point on to just include travel as a lifestyle enhancement.
Well, one of the biggest things for him too as well was we didn't stay in no 2-star hotel. We stayed in a 4.5 star hotel, which means that lifestyle there is a big difference than a 2-star, a Motel 6
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. I mean, not putting anybody out there, but I'm just saying when you stay in a 4 or 5-star hotel or resort, it's a big difference than staying in a 2-star.
Yeah, and I think the fact that he had never traveled before to that extent, it really opened his mind up to, I can do this. And as I said, he's been traveling ever since. He moves more than we move in travel. So I think a lifestyle enhancement is definitely necessary, especially when you know that you've lived a life of routine and you want to bring something in that's going to elevate. And we do believe that travel elevates you. We do believe that travel opens up a whole new space for you when you entertain travel. Yeah.
Travel relieves you of stress and pressure. It opens your mind, opens you up to everything, new people. I met Tonga when I was in Hawaii. I met people that was Tongas, people that were Fijians, Samoans, the chief of the Samoans. They actually do the line dance, the luau's and stuff with the go-go girls and all that. We call them go-go, the hula girls and so forth. But that was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Just to be a part of that, and by knowing them, at that time it didn't cost me to go and see the show.
Right.
Whereas everybody else was paying $100 or plus just to go see the show.
And I'm sure with that experience, you left there with a whole different cultural upgrade. You never really had an opportunity to be around them before. So I'm sure when you left Hawaii, you felt like you had embraced a whole new culture that you would normally not have had the opportunity to engage with. And that's what travel does. It is a lifestyle enhancement. It allows you to break outside of your norm. It allows you to break outside of your routine in life. And that's what travel does. And as travel specialists, we enjoy taking on those new places so that it can broaden us, right?
Yes, yes. Even like I said about Hawaii, even Dubai, seeing people in a Muslim country, the way they live, it is so different from the way we live. One of the things that I learned about Dubai, it's an insult to shake hands with a man with your left hand. And people don't understand why. I'm not going to say why on camera, but that's why it's an insult. But you have to learn people's culture in different worlds.
Yeah.
And I was in one third world country, and they were saying, why do everybody want us to be like America? We like the lifestyle that we live. They live day by day. They go out and fish for their food, their meals.
Yeah.
They don't care about paying taxes and all that other stuff that we worry about.
Absolutely.
And they say, why do America want to make everybody live like them?
Yeah. And it's really about respect. It's about respect. When you go outside of your routine and your comfort zone, you want to be able to have the respect for other cultures, other nations of people, because everyone is doing it their way. And you can't go into other people's ways of living and say, you're doing it wrong, we're doing it right. There has to be respect when you're out and you're traveling and you are meeting new people, or embracing new cultures, embracing new mores, all of the things that go with travel. You want to have that level of respect.
And the thing about travel with us is, by us being travel specialists, we're able to bring people together that never met each other.
Yes.
And turn out to be friends.
And that's an enhancement in life. That's a lifestyle enhancement when you can travel and you can meet people and they take you in as a family. I mean, we have people who we have traveled with before and they've taken us in as family.
Yes, they have. And we have people like in Dubai, we can still reach out to people in Dubai today. And whatever we ask for, we can get it. Right. Same thing for Hawaii. I could still reach out to the chief of the Samoan and talk to him.
Reach out to him and see if he can bring us over for a trip. I mean, that would be an amazing trip, huh?
Without a doubt. I would definitely reach out to him when we're ready to go.
Okay.
So I know you've never been, so we'll definitely do that.
Yes, but that's what a lifestyle enhancement is all about. And today we're particularly talking about travel because we do know that it has broadened us in so many different ways.
And some of the things that we take here for granted and they have it there and it tastes different. And I'm going to talk about the ice cream. I love to eat ice cream. I was eating ice cream here, different flavors, different types, and it is so good. But when I went to Jamaica, I tried the ice cream. I was like, that was different, but it was good.
It was good.
But people do things differently than we do here.
Yes, they do.
So
with lifestyle enhancements, we're going to talk further about how you can break your routine, how you can incorporate travel in your life so that it can expand you, where it can increase your knowledge, because travel does increase your knowledge, where you can position yourself to be a more rounded person. That's what we're going to talk about in the next segment. You're watching Late Night with Tim and Janice on the couch. We will be right back after this break.
Late Night with Tim and Janice on the couch is where you get to see us live and in living color with our views, opinions, and thoughts about what is on our hearts and minds. This is where we bring life-changing dialogue.
Welcome to Late Night with Tim and Janice on the couch.
We are your hosts. I'm Janice Thorne, and this is my husband, Timothy Thorne.
We are here to
excite you, inform you about our different perspectives about life.
Join the fun each week. Late Night with Tim and Janice on the couch.
Welcome back to Late Night with Tim and Janice on the couch. Before we left for our break, we were talking about lifestyle enhancement. And as us being travel agents, travel specialists, we were talking about travel as an enhancement to your lifestyle. So now we want to talk about breaking your routine. How do you get started traveling? Okay, how do you get started traveling? What would be your suggestion?
Well, if I've never traveled before, I guess I'd have to get in where I fit in, meaning you might not be prepared to go to Europe. You might not be prepared to go to Africa or another faraway place. You might have to just take a trip to the next state. You know, there are a lot of people that have not traveled. They don't know what to expect when they travel. So you have to start small. You have to choose an outlet where you can build yourself up into travel. So that might require that, you know, you go to the family reunion this year. You know, you might have to go to the state next to you, you know, and just do some fairs or whatever kind of activities that is going to break you out of your comfort zone. But I do believe you have to start where you are. Don't you believe that?
Yes, and you have to be willing to take chances. Like you was talking about your nephew, how we took him to Miami, and he saw a whole different lifestyle. But that was a small trip for us, but it could have been a big trip for him.
Yes.
So you never know what size trip it is for a person. I love cruises. Some people don't like cruises. I think cruises pamper you. You know, you're getting fed all day long. You're getting your room clean 2 and 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. You know, you get to go to so many different stops and get to try out different foods. Because on a cruise ship, at dinner time, the chefs fix different meals every day.
Yeah.
From different parts of the world. So to me, that was a big plus because I was able to try out things that I never tried out and only heard about.
Yeah, and you know, when people take cruises for the first time, they ultimately become, you know, they continue to keep taking those cruises. They build themselves up from maybe the 3-day cruise last year to a 5-day cruise this year, ultimately to a 12-day cruise. You know, and you have so many people who love to cruise where that's all that they do because they have that level of pampering that happens on the boat or on the cruise. So those are some of the things that you can do to break into travel. I think one thing is key. If you're not used to being around different types of people, it might be good to even join organizations where you know you'll get exposure being around different kinds of people. I think that's important because when you are traveling, you're going to be around different kinds of people and you're going to have engagement with people that are not like you. So I think if you're not prepared to get out there and hit the ground running with travel, join an organization, go to activities that's going to put you in the presence of people that are different from you. Differences are so rewarding for you because it helps you to see life from a bigger perspective.
I believe you can also try out different travel groups because I believe traveling in a group of people that you might know or getting to know is much safer and better because you feel more comfortable that way. We have somebody going with us on one of our trips that never been too far, but she really want to go to Paris. And since we talked about it, she decided to go.
Yeah.
She just said, I'm going, and couldn't get anybody to go with her, but she knew us.
Yes.
And we had people, when we did Dubai, we had like 20 some people that came from Florida that we never even met, knew people from Texas, from New York, Carolinas and stuff that we never even met.
And it bridges, I tell you, it bridges the gap. You create a different layer of family when you're moving in spaces that, you know, you are not afraid to move into. Just like the young lady that he talked about, no one was willing to go travel with her. So she had to take it upon herself. And that's breaking something off of you when you're willing to do something different, when you're willing to go out there and do something by yourself. Sometimes you have to do things by yourself. So that would be a very important message that I would share. You know, if you're not able to find people who can take on that travel responsibility or partnership, do it by yourself. Do it alone.
Exactly.
You never know how you will be expanded in your options, you know, when you go out there and do something by yourself.
And I do suggest that you look around, search, because there's a lot of travel groups out there that charge enormous prices to do certain things. Because when we did Dubai trip, you could have went for, most people was charging $4,000 and $5,000 just to go for 2 weeks, okay? Whereas you could have went with us for as little as $2,200.
Right. So there are prices that are out there that will satisfy you. So you have to do your own due diligence.
Do your own due diligence.
And find the things that you can do that are within your budget. So that's also a good thing. Find what's in your budget.
And find what you feel as far as your lifestyle enhancement, because you can get a cheap trip, but you're going to stay in a 2-star hotel. Okay, so you want to think about that.
Right.
When we travel, we do land trips. When we do like resorts, we have a favorite resort in Mexico.
Right.
And they really pamper us down there.
They do.
And it was just amazing. We go down there, we just lay back.
That's right.
Get the cabana and everything. The massages was out of this world.
So when you think about lifestyle enhancements, you want to think about what can you do to, what kind of comfort you can do to please yourself. You know, you want to be able to take on the excitement of travel. You know, you want to learn the different things that will expand your knowledge.
And I'm gonna tell you, when we went to Mexico, that was my first time having a butler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that took us around, took care of us, everything we wanted. It was
Right.
right on point.
Right.
So with that, one of the benefits of travel is meeting new people,
Mm-hmm.
trying out new foods and stuff. One of the biggest points for me when I did Hawaii was I went to Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
And I did my thesis on Pearl Harbor when I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
And everything just came back flooding to me.
Mm-hmm.
The names of the ships
Mm-hmm.
and everything that went on with Pearl Harbor. It was just like, it came to life.
Right.
My thesis came to life.
Right, because you
Okay.
got exposed.
I
You
got
exposed
exposed.
yourself to something that was new, and that's the benefit of going beyond your comfort zone. And that is a lifestyle enhancement, you know, where you can find those kinds of things that are going to benefit you and take you outside and mold you in a whole different way. You want to have new perspectives. I think that every day that we get an opportunity to wake up, you want to have a new perspective. You want to be able to pick something up and say, oh, I never considered that before. That's interesting, you know, or, oh yeah, I'm open to that. I'm open to this kind of food. I've never thought about eating it, but I'm going to eat it now, you know, so
Yes.
that's a lifestyle enhancement. That's a
Yes,
lifestyle
it is.
enhancement.
Yes, and stop saying no and say yes to life.
Yeah, say yes to life.
Yes.
And when you choose a lifestyle enhancement like travel, you will be saying yes to life because it's going to take you places that, you know, you'll be a new person with. So when we come back, we're going to share some takeaways on the late night with Tim and Janice on the couch.
Late Night with Tim and Janice on the Couch is where you get to see us live and in living color with our views, opinions, and thoughts about what is on our hearts and minds. This is where we bring life-changing dialogue.
Welcome to Late Night with Tim and Janice on the couch.
We are your hosts. I'm Janice Thorne, and this is my husband, Timothy Thorne.
We are here to
Excite you, inform you about our different perspectives about life.
Join the fun each week. Late Night with Tim and Janice on the Couch.
Welcome back with Late Night with Tim and Janice on the Couch. We are your hosts. I'm Janice Thorne. This is my husband, Timothy Thorne. And today we were talking about travel as a lifestyle enhancement. And before the break, we just shared how travel can be a benefit to you, how travel can expand you, how travel can just equip you to be a more rounded person, how travel can just open up opportunities for you to meet new people and share in their culture, their mores, their way of living. That's what travel does.
Yes, and another thing about travel is it's a health benefit for you, because when you're able to get away and relieve stress from the job or from the family or whatever you're going through, that builds your health up to better yourself. So stress is a big relief. Travel is amazing as far as I'm concerned. And when you do that, I just say, just get away.
Just get away.
Travel is just amazing. Just get away, because it just opens you up so much. So one of the takeaways is meeting new people, networking with other people.
Yes. When we expose ourselves to new people, we find that there are so many different layers that people have that we can even learn from. And I know that for me, I always want to be in the posture where I'm meeting new people, where I am embracing and understanding and understanding who they are. That is so important when you're meeting new people. You want to be open to the folks that come into your circle, that come into your life. You want to be able to embrace them and understand them.
Be open to new relationships. We have a friend in Brussels now that we never knew.
Yeah.
So it's open up to new relationships.
Exactly.
Trying new foods. I tried alligator when I was in New Orleans. Amazing. Didn't think it was, but it was amazing.
It was amazing. So, I didn't think I was going to eat alligator, but I ate alligator and I thought it was divine, but that's what travel does. It just exposes you. So what can you do to get started? If you've never gone anywhere and you have a desire that you want to go, I would encourage you to buy a globe. And I know we had globes in school when we were young. Buy a globe and really understand the world. When we have a globe, and when we look at the globe, we see so many different places that are so foreign to where we live and how we live. But it's also a challenge for us to, maybe we can go there. Maybe we can explore and go beyond our comfort zone and get on that plane and spend 20 something hours. Tim wants to go to Australia. I'm not so keen on going to Australia because it's such a long plane ride, but that's something that you can do to, push yourself out of your comfort zone, right?
Yes, that's something that you can do. And the thing about travel, you also get the opportunity to see things that you only read about, only saw pictures of.
Yeah.
And just to be in front of it, it's just something new. It's breathtaking.
Yes.
Like the Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, stuff like that, places you heard of and never been, like we was talking about Hawaii, Paris, places that you heard of, you never been. Everybody think about shopping when you go to Paris, or they think about the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, the Eiffel Tower, yeah. So if you haven't thought about going anywhere, the one thing that we would suggest that you do is get your passport. Your passport is your gateway to a new world. So go, get that passport, get those stamps in your passport, get out there. And if you're afraid of flying, just take that jump, cast down fear, because once you do that, once you take your first plane ride, you'll be on more and more trips. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would. And I tell everybody, and this is a plea from me to the men out there, get your passport. I run across so many men that do not have their passport. And the women, they on their
we love to
second or
travel.
third one, you know.
We love to
So
travel.
men, get your passport so you can travel and see the world.
Yes.
Get rid of the excuses. You got to get away.
You have to get away.
Trust me, and especially if you're single and you're just dealing with the same women around the corner, this and that. Travel will open you up to all types of women, okay? All types of people. But I'm just saying, everywhere we travel, it's just so many women.
It's just women? For men, it's just women or men and everybody.
Yeah, for everybody, but I'm just pleading to men to get their passport because every time we go somewhere, it's so many women. I'm outnumbered 15 to 1.
I see what he's saying. He's saying he's saying that men don't travel. So when when we are traveling, that he's normally the only sole person in the group, you know.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not a bad thing for a man to be among 15 women, but when you're married and with somebody, it could be a bad thing. So
it could be a bad thing.
Yes.
So another thing that you want to do to prepare yourself and to align with whatever your travel goals is, combine history with travel. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes you have to do your own research. Sometimes you have to dig and find out, okay, I want to go to California. I need to learn a little bit more about it. You know, you might want to go to Napa Valley and experience the wines, but you want to first do your research and find out, well, what's the best place to go? Or if you want to go to Maine, you know, you might want to go to Maine to eat their succulent lobster. Do your research. Find out what is particular about that area that you want to go in. So you want to combine history with travel. You want to do your research and find out what's a good place to go based on your own research.
And that's a good point that you made, because I suggest people to do their ancestry.com and find out where your history is at. When we went to Dubai, we met a guy that was, we had a guy on our trip who does a historian. And he was telling us how he found out where his family was from in Africa.
Yeah.
And he actually took a trip and went there.
Yeah.
And he said it was so amazing because he walked into the village and everybody looked like him.
It wasn't
It was
amazing.
like his cousins, everybody looked like him.
That was amazing.
So that was amazing. So if it's in your heart or mind to go someplace where your history started from, do your ancestry.com.
And that's a great place to start. You want to be able to align with, you want to be intentional. You know, how can you be intentional with travel? So lifestyle enhancements using travel is a great way to build up your life, expand your life. It's a great way to add to your life. Travel can change you in so many ways.
Yes, it can. And one of the things people don't realize, when you go to work and you see people that just came back from vacation and they just so happy, you be like, why are they so happy? It don't make sense. Why are they so happy? Because they just had an experience of a lifetime.
Yes.
And when you come back to work, you are preparing yourself for your next trip.
For your next trip. And we've done that before.
Yes.
So add travel as a lifestyle enhancement. We thank you for tuning in to our show, Late Night with Tim and Janice on the Couch.